Hi, welcome to Saturday Kitchen. This programme has been recorded so you can enjoy it at a time that suits you. This means that our phone lines are now closed, so don't call us as you may be charged. Enjoy the show. Good morning, it's time to fire up your appetites. This is Saturday Kitchen Live. And welcome to the show. With me in the studio are two top chefs. First, the man at the helm of the ever-expanding global restaurant empire, the jewel in the crown being his Michelin-starred Pollen Street Social in London. It's Jason Atherton. And next to him is a new face to Saturday Kitchen. He's in charge of the award-winning food served at Humphrey's Restaurant inside the magnificent country retreat, Stoke Park. It's Chris Wheeler. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So, Jason, firing away. What are you going to make for us then?
We're going to do a pheasant, so we're going to poach it and grill it, and then we're going to do a roasted pumpkin, a bread sauce, but not as you know it, James.
Not as I know it.
You'll hate it.
That's that spuma gun bread sauce.
You'll hate it.
That's foamy stuff.
It's right up your street.
Yeah, right, guys. So, Chris, follow that. What are you going to do?
We're doing a nice dish for Valentine's Day. We're doing home-smoked scallop niçoise.
Yeah.
Lots of nice peppers and tomatoes.
And the smoke is in that dome that you see on there.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's basically just nice and quick. It's nice and simple.
Very nice, quick, easy dish you can do at home.
There you go. So two different dishes to look forward to. And we've got our lineup of fantastic foodie films from the BBC's Archive too. Today we've got servings from Rick Stein, Celebrity Master Chef and Ching Hee Hwan. Now, our special guest today brings a touch of Hollywood glamour to the show. She starred in the American version of The Office, as well as movies such as Social Network and The Muppets. Her latest film, Cuban Fury, is fantastic. And it opens this Friday. Please welcome to Saturday Kitchen, it's Rashida Jones.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show. Great to see you as well.
Nice to see you.
On a whistle top tour.
You're not going to ask me what I'm cooking today?
Well, unless you want to have a go, do you?
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
You don't fancy it? How does the thought of pheasant and that kind of stuff for breakfast sound?
Exciting.
Because is it breakfast to you with jet lag? How long have you been in the UK?
I have no idea what time of day it is,
Right.
so just any food works.
It's 10 o'clock. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. So you're on a
Great.
big tour of the world, are you? What, doing Cuban Fury?
I'm limiting it to the UK,
Right.
but yeah, there's going to be bigger tour for Nick Frost.
Because this
Love
film
Nick
is
Frost.
absolutely fantastic. I saw it yesterday. I mean, it is hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's heartwarming. It's kind of a perfect Valentine's Day treat. Dancing, laughing.
Yeah, we'll
What
get
else
on to
could you ask
dancing a
for?
little bit later as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, at the end of today's programme, I'll either cook food heaven or food hell for Rashida. It'll be something based on your favourite ingredient, food heaven, or your nightmare ingredient, food hell. It's up to our chefs and some of our viewers at home to decide what you'll be eating. So, food heaven, what would it be?
Anything with chocolate in it.
Is that proper dark chocolate? Because the
Yeah,
Americans don't have that really good...
Yeah, like dark, rich chocolate.
OK, right.
Yeah.
So, dark chocolate. And what about the food hell?
I'm not into nuts and fruits in salad. I don't think it belongs there.
I don't think salad belongs on a plate either, anyway. But there you go. So it's either dark chocolate fruit or a fruit and nut salad for Rashida. For food heaven, I've got a delicious dessert in mind, a dark chocolate pot, which is a liquid centre. But it's served hot. The chocolate is mixed with eggs, ground almonds and corn flour, then poured into a chocolate-dusted mould, and it's baked in the oven and served warm with a banana fritter, some instant ice cream, and a very quick chocolate sauce. How's that?
Delicious. I'm going to be so angry if I can't eat that.
It's about 6,500 calories on the plate. Or Rashida could be facing food hell, and for that I've got a combination of fruit, nuts and chicken into a great salad. A big salad for this one. The chicken is poached with some celery, carrot and herbs, then shredded into a salad with some spicy roasted pecan nuts, some sugar-coated grapes, and finished off with a few rosemary croutons and some honey mustard dressing. Everything that you hate in one bowl.
It looks kind of nice, but I know I'm not going to like it.
Right,
No, I'm going to try.
It probably goes going to be chocolate.
Yeah.
But you have to wait to the end of the show to see which one she's going to get. Now, if you'd like to ask a question to any of our chefs today, then you can do so by calling this number. That's 033 0123 1410. That's 033 0123 1410. A few of you will be able to put your questions to us live a little later on. And if I do get to speak to you, then I'll also be asking you whether you want Rashida to face food heaven or food hell.
Heaven.
Now, you hungry?
Yes.
Good. As first up cooking is the van behind, who's taken a break from his global culinary domination this morning to be with us. It's Jason Atherton. Welcome back, Jason. Flying visit again, probably, no doubt.
It is, yeah.
What are we going to make then?
So we're going to do... we're going to cook a pheasant. We're going to poach it, roast it, and then we're going to do it with nice roasted pumpkin.
Yep.
We're going to make a homemade granola, so honey nut roasted granola, and we're going to put this around the plate. Bread sauce, stick it in the gas gun, make it nice and light. We're going to quickly roast off the thigh meat.
So simple then?
Right, really nice and simple, yeah. Just so, like, this is sort of something you want to do at home.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got nothing else to do.
So you want me to do the granola?
Yeah, you do the granola. So,
Right,
like,
okay.
all that apart from the fruit, chop
All
it
that
all
apart
up,
from
mix
the
it all
fruit.
together, and then we're going to bake it in the oven, right?
All right. Pecan nuts and everything else.
Yeah.
So I mentioned the global domination. Where are we in terms of you at the moment then? How many you got to open this year?
So next stop is Skegness.
Right.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not going to Skegness. No, we're going to...
Hong Kong, innit? Next for you.
No, we've got a new restaurant called City Social, opening up the top of Tower 42, which opens up quite soon. We're about 8 weeks away.
That was Gary Rhodes' old restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah, Gary Rhodes' old place.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. So basically, we're just taking all the legs off this, and then we're going to confit those. So we confit them for about 45 minutes, and we end up with a nice piece of meat like that.
Now, we've got the pheasant here. That finishes on February the 1st.
Yeah, so it's already gone.
It's already
so these
gone.
are all sort of like the leftovers now. So we're going to use these. We've probably got another week left with them.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're going to be finished. Right, so basically all we're doing here, James, is let me get a little spoon.
OK, so in goes the hazelnuts as well.
Yep. So basically what we've got in here is chicken stock, and we've just poached this for 6 minutes. Just under. You don't want it to boil. You just want it like just ticking over, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thyme, bay leaf, garlic in there. So
Now we
pop
got
that in there.
Is this honey and maple syrup you want in here?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Honey and maple syrup.
Of that.
Right. And some spice as well. We've got some oil here. Any particular oil?
Yeah, just like any oil, really. You know, a little bit of olive oil.
Duckums? What?
No, I mean, you know, come on.
Other oils are available for you,
This is a serious show, James, you know. Sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, whatever you like.
Yeah. Oil.
Oil.
Right. Mix all this all together. This looks very healthy, though, Chef. Look.
I like my healthy food. You can see, look, you know, fine figure of a man these days.
I'm not saying anything.
They were like that.
I'm not saying anything.
I thought we were friends.
No, you're looking very good. You have been voted. I saw a magazine, I read it the other day, and there was a picture of you on page 4. You are the sixth... What are you? Sixth person?
No, yeah.
What are you?
Yeah.
Go on, tell the world what are you?
I'm a stylish man, apparently.
You're the 6th trendiest person in Britain. Style icon.
Something like that.
What are you? It was in Farmers Weekly, I think.
Give us some style tips.
Right, this is going to go in there.
Right, so
down.
we've trimmed up the leg, yeah. So we've trimmed up the leg. So now we're going to make the bread sauce. In goes... Where is it all?
Right, so how long do you roast this for, then? Because this has gone all sticky now.
Yeah, so that goes in for about... Not for long, for like 15 minutes, so it starts to colour a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you break down to an American what bread sauce is? Because that's like a new thing for me.
It's bread and milk.
Yeah. And then
That's all it is. It's done with normally onion, cloves and bay leaf, but Jason's about
much more
to...
technical.
Is it like a gravy? Is that
Gravy?
like what we? Sorry.
Porridge.
Gravy?
Oh, okay. It's like a porridge.
Yeah, I just make...
It's not like porridge, no.
It's like the consistency of porridge.
Oh, it's like the consistency of porridge, but you use it as like a. You
It's
dress
always
it.
served with roast chicken or roast game,
Okay.
traditionally.
Good to know.
But Jason's about to ruin it by putting it in one of these things. The difference between bread sauce and Jason's bread sauce is about $25.
What is that?
But this is an espuma gun. You'll see it in a minute. Right.
You don't have one of them at home?
Yeah. So in we go with... You've got some sultanas. We got... What are these? Dried cherries?
Apricots.
Apricots. All in here as well.
Cranberries, all in there, yep.
OK.
So, right, so we've got the milk and the cream in there.
Yeah.
A couple of slices of bread.
So this is the bread sauce.
Right.
Okay.
This bit.
In they go. Just chop them up nice and small.
Now, I've also seen you've got a new cookery show out as well.
Yep. My Kitchen Rules, it's on Sky Living 9 till 10 on a Thursday night.
And what's that
it's,
about then?
Me and Lorraine Pascal. So it's really easy. We just judge other people's food. It's like a reality show where 6 teams from all over the country. It's a little bit like the 6 Nations. England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland.
That's rugby.
And they're...
Kind of like American football without the Ponzi pads.
Yeah, and scrum.
Yeah, you scrum. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, and then they compete against each other to be My Kitchen Rules champion. And at the moment, they're going through... It's on at the moment, and they're going through the stage of a pop-up restaurant in their own home.
Yeah.
They do a 3-course meal, and if it's, you know, then they... It's a little bit like Come Down With where they score each other, you're right?
OK.
But in a bit more serious undertone. And then me and Lorraine get the final score. And then the ones who become bottom in that round get eliminated, and then we go off around the country cooking all over the place from Lake District to Scotland.
And as well as that, you've got 50 million restaurants that you're doing as well, sir.
Yeah, we're busy with that. We've just delivered a new book, which comes out in June, Social Suppers. That's going to be kind of cool. So we're excited about that.
So explain to us what's happening now, then. So you've got the bread sauce on.
Right, bread sauce is on. So
I finished that.
So it ends up looking like that.
Yeah.
So if you can roast a pumpkin and blend that for me, that'd be great. And then I'm going to roast off the crown.
Right, so we just take this pumpkin, you just want it pan-fried, don't you, really, this one?
What's that one?
You just want it pan-fried, this one.
Pan fry what?
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, James, get with it, will you?
Yeah, remember if you'd like to put your questions to either Jason or Chris, then call us now on this number, 033 0123 1410. That's 033 0123 1410. Call us to charge at your standard network rate.
Right, bit of butter in that.
Happy with that?
Yeah, happy with
and
that.
then roasted in the oven. Salt, pepper.
That's it. And there's one already in there. We've roasted it for about... It'll take about 10-15 minutes. It's quite dense pumpkin, you know?
Okay,
Right,
in there.
So now we're going to take this off the crown.
Got one here.
Nearly.
There you go. Right, how long do you cook in that bread sauce for then?
About 10 minutes. That's
10
all.
minutes?
Just nice and soft, and then we just blend it.
Right, at least, and you poach the crown of the
That's it.
pheasant for how
That's
long?
it. You take that for about 6 minutes. That's all.
Okay.
So then you end up with nice and moist. Can you see? So it just keeps it nice and moist before we crispen it back up.
Okay.
Because game birds, you know, unless you wrap them in bacon and stuff, can go quite dry.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this is it's, you know, it's like the perfect roast chicken. It's just beautiful, you know. And
you can also do this with roast chicken as well, can't you? Poaching it, it's fantastic.
And guinea fowl. Guinea fowl's
good.
great. We don't use that enough in this country, and it's really nice.
Well,
you
also,
know?
it's farmed as guinea fowl now as well. It's fantastic stuff.
Right, so we're just going to trim it up there, and we're going to stick it in.
Do you want me to blend the
yes, please, yeah.
sauce? The whole lot just goes in the blender?
The whole lot.
All this bread, everything?
Then just quickly pass it off and stick it in the gas gun. And then I think we're pretty much ready to go.
Right, that's going to get blended.
Right, so in goes the bird. We're going to stick up some wild mushrooms with it. Normally in the restaurant we do all this separate, but then I have, like...
Now, you're using these little sort of cross between a sprout and a...
Yeah.
And a cabbage,
cool,
aren't they?
right?
The flowers, aren't they? They're fantastic. I've used them before, yeah. So you're just browning everything off.
Yeah.
Got the sauce on there as well. There you go. Okay.
Right,
So where do you get your inspiration from for all these restaurants then? Where does that travel stuff?
yeah, you know, it just comes to you, right? I mean, when you're, like, creating a concept or a restaurant, it just sort of comes to you, you know? It's like what I want to achieve with it and, and exactly where it is, you know? So if it's in, like, you know, if it's in China, obviously, then we look at, like, you know, Italian food works really well in China. They really like the, you know, because of the noodles and stuff, they really like pasta. So we'll incorporate pasta dishes on the menu and stuff like that. So it all depends on where it is, really. Like, City Social is going to be all about, you know, bringing back a powerhouse dining room back to the city, you know? So it's going to be a really beautiful... It's a little bit Art Deco, 1920s, Great Gatsby meets modern-day London, so it's going to be kind of cool. Okay. Right, so...
Right, this is your espuma gun. So
is that like a T-shirt gun?
It's basically a gas-charged flask, basically. So you put the lid on. Make sure you put the lid on tight, otherwise it's just... You're going to have to get a new kitchen afterwards.
Got so much stuff down here, look.
Put this on.
There's like cans of pop and all sorts of stuff down here. Where's my big plate? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is, look. I'll use that one, what's on the counter there. Okay. What was strategically placed for me.
How many canisters do you want in? 2?
Yeah, 2 canisters enough, James, yeah. Right. So we're now ready to plate, pretty much. So, on goes the pumpkin.
Oh.
I hate this. This is the machine of the devil, this thing.
I only brought it on to annoy you.
All yours.
Right, good. Right. So we're just going to whip off those.
Yeah.
Off they go like that. So, nicely placed on the...
I thought last week was enough with the deep fat fryer and Ken Hom. Now we've got an espuma gun.
So on goes the pumpkin, on goes the...
I love these little sort of sprouts.
Yeah, they're cute, right? They look really pretty, and they don't take much cooking, you know? And they just look great on the plate.
And then there's some of your granola mix.
That's it, yeah. So if you put 4 or 5 of them around, that's great. You're so delicate, James. Right, on goes that. Do you want to
I'm going to give you this.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to give you...
Right. One last little sprout thing, then we're ready to go. Right. And then just give it a little tester first. Make sure you haven't sabotaged me. Ready? That's it, yeah, it's worked.
Ooh, look at that.
And then on goes the bread sauce, like that. A little bit of the sauce on the plate.
Very nice.
That's what it is.
And then a little bit of sauce around the plate. Nice little bit of the pheasant sauce.
So tell us what that is again.
So, roasted pheasant, bread sauce, little tiny baby cabbages, wild mushrooms, and homemade honey granola.
Easy as that.
Very impressive.
And we'll bring it over to see what you think of that one. Now, the idea is it just puts a load of air in this sauce, so it's lovely and
Amazing.
nice and light. But
A+ for presentation.
dive into that.
Thank you. I should
Am
do
I
it
the
for a
only person
living.
eating?
Now you get to dive in with it as well.
Okay. Oh,
but
yeah,
like you
okay,
say, you
good.
can make
Oh,
that
we
with
can
guinea
share.
fowl.
Yeah,
You know,
guinea fowl, chicken, those little baby poussins you get these days, they're great.
Yeah. Particularly with the mushrooms and everything. That granola adds to that texture to it as well.
Is
With
this
the
the
honey and
pheasant?
maple syrup, yeah.
And also, when you're prepping those birds, you see, like, all the little oats and stuff, what it feeds on, and that sort of gave me the inspiration for that.
Okay. That's the bread sauce.
All right, Chris?
You know, it's amazing with bread sauce.
Is that coming to Stoke
with
Park?
Delicious.
There you go. There you go. Right, we need some wine to go with this. With the Winter Olympics starting this week, we sent our wine expert, Peter Richards, out to check out one of Team GB's training facilities before picking his wine. So let's see see if he made it out in one piece, and what he chose to go with Jason's rather pleasant pheasant.
Pumpkin bread sauce. Jason's beautifully wintry dish uses some of my all-time favourite ingredients, so I need to make sure the wine is spot on too. Now, we need a red, and after trying out a fair few styles, I can safely say that the best by far with this is our old favourite with game, Pinot Noir. Now, it's tempting to push the boat out to make this a special occasion, and if you're going to do that, look for a muscular style of red Burgundy like this Gevrey Chambertin. But on Saturday Kitchen, we like to keep things delicious and affordable. And with that very much in mind, I've got us a gorgeous and great value wine. It is the Connoisseur Bicicleta Pinot Noir from Chile. Pinot Noir from Burgundy can be quite tangy and crisp in style, whereas from a sunnier, warmer country like Chile, you tend to get a bit more fruit richness and ripeness. And that's exactly what we need here, because that extra fruitiness will not only work really well with the gamey pheasant, but it also stands up to those sweet and raisiny hints of the granola. Now, there's definitely lots of lovely fresh acidity here, which will cut through the richness of that wonderful bread sauce. And finally, there's a lovely sort of earthy and herbal flavour, which will work really well with the pumpkin, as well as the thyme, the rosemary and the bay. So, Jason, it's a beautiful, heartwarming seasonal dish, and here is a great value red to enjoy.
And next week we're sending Susie Atkins to the ski jump in Val d'Isère. She doesn't know it yet, but we're sending her there. Anyway, what do you think of this?
I think it's really nice, you know, Pinot Noir. I know this vineyard quite well.
Yeah.
They produce some stunning wines, and this Pinot Noir is no different. It works really well.
Great value as well, £7.50.
The
Bargain.
flavours definitely go well with the dish.
I haven't managed to try it yet, but somebody just keeps eating it.
I'm going, sorry.
Sorry.
Look, get in there.
You
It's
enjoyed it?
delicious. Love it.
And what about the bread sauce then?
It's really nice, very creamy, rich.
Good.
Right,
English.
yeah, coming up, Chris has his one eye on Valentine's Day with his dish. What are you going to make for us?
I'm making home-smoked scallop, niçoise salad, with lots of vegetables and salads. It's your favourite.
There you go. So don't forget, you could ask Chris or Jason a question if you call this number. That's 033 0123 1410. That's 033 0123 1410. Standard call charges do apply, of course. Now, let's cross over to India for our latest foodie postcard from Rick Stein. Now, he's in Mumbai checking out the street food, and he's found a store that uses more butter than I do on Saturday Kitchen. Good man.
Kipling, in his poem to Bombay, talks of the people here who traffic up and down but cling to the city's hem as a child to their mother's gown. Maybe people have always come here to the water's edge to get away from the dynamo of the city. And this is where lovers go to hold hands but never kiss. It's not allowed. I'm told by my guide Krishna that most young couples have nowhere to go in this very expensive, overpopulated city, except here, to gaze out over the sea, away from the noise of clogged streets and their parents' tiny apartment. Here they can talk about their dreams until the sun goes down and beyond, but they can't kiss. It's not allowed. Whilst on the subject of love, this is what the people who come from here absolutely adore. It's called Pau Baji. It is, I'm told by Purva, my foodie guide, the quintessential Bombay dish. It's made with loads of butter, chopped onions, and the onions are always red in India, unless anyone knows better. Then cumin seeds, mashed potatoes, loads of freshly chopped tomatoes, and marrow fat peas. To me, the indulgence of eating a cracking Pau Baji is similar to a great hamburger. It's all about a combination. In this case, the vegetables, the freshly baked bread, and loads of butter. Next, Pau Baji masala mix, chilli and coriander powder, salt, and then lots of chopped coriander. It smells lovely. It's a funny thing to say, but it's sort of like a very exotic bubble and squeak.
So what do we do now?
All right, so you have to get your hands dirty, Rick.
Fine.
You break the bread and you scoop up the butter, but break a piece.
Yeah.
Or you can ladle it on there, that's fine.
What would you do? Just you do
Okay,
it.
I'll show you how it's done. So we
This is
break
so
a piece.
exciting.
We break a piece.
Oh, I see.
And we just scoop it up, butter and all. And voila.
Wow.
What do you think?
This is superb. Who cares about the diet? I'm going to have some fun.
Precisely.
Unbelievably lovely.
I got this dish, which is chicken with apricots from Bombay, Mumbai, whichever you prefer. I went to the same restaurant twice because it was that good, and this is one of the dishes I had. And I asked the manager there where it came from, and he said he thought it was from Gujarat, but he thought originally it was a Parsi dish. But like so much in Bombay, there's 20 million plus population there, and most of them have come from other parts of India. So for me, it's a Bombay dish. So first of all, I'm going to put into my hot chatty or karai some oil. And now I'm going to temper some spices, and I really enjoy doing this now. It's something I've learnt in India. You put whole spices in hot oil, and it just infuses the hot oil with the flavour of those spices. First of all, some peppercorns, and now some cloves, some bruised cardamoms. That means that the seeds are sort of popping out. A couple of chilies, and now just break up a bit of cinnamon. Stir those around for about 30 seconds. Lovely smell. Now I'm just going to add some onions, not a lot, and just brown those. Time now for some roughly chopped garlic and ginger. Just let that brown a little bit. I love the smell of garlic and ginger. Right, that's browning quite nicely. So now I'm going to add some tomatoes, and the recipe says cook it down till it's syrupy. So I just let those tomatoes come down nicely, just giving off all their moisture. And now I'm going to add some salt. Excuse me if I add a bit more than you think's healthy. Teaspoon and a half. Generous teaspoon and a half. And now to add my dry spices. First of all, some turmeric, probably only about half a teaspoon. And next, some chili. Now some ground coriander, teaspoon. And some ground cumin, teaspoon. And some garam masala. Let's say a teaspoon and a half. Love my garam masala. Just stir that around. That is getting quite hot, that now. I don't want those powdered spices to burn at all, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water just to take... Sorry, too much chilli. There we go. That's very nice. And now I'm going to add the chicken. Cook that a little bit, not brown it, but just take the sort of pink colour off it. Now I'm putting jaggery in, which is this cane, very, very raw cane sugar. Very nice. I just love eating it on its own. So in goes that. But here's the dried apricots, lots of them. And that gives the dish a lovely sweetness, contrasted with the next ingredient, which is vinegar. Now this is toddy vinegar, which is actually made from the sap of the coconut flour. You can use white wine vinegar at all, of course. A couple of tablespoons of that. So it's that sort of sweet and sourness that I think is the real beguilingness of this dish. And finally, we need to add, at this stage in the cooking, we need to add some water just to barely cover that. Just stir that in. And that is now going to cook for about 30 minutes. First covered to really cook the chicken, and then the last 5-10 minutes I'll uncover it to reduce it a little bit. Can't find my bleeding lid. Oh, there it is, where I left it. See you later. So, after 30 minutes or so, that's perfect. The right consistency, rich and velvety. And notice I'm leaving the whole spices in. Well, that's what they do here, as well as leave the chicken on the bone. More flavour, they say. That looks so nice. Lovely colour, this one, I think. Now, I'm just going to sprinkle on some coriander, but now these chips, which is quite unusual in India, but it's so nice. Just put them on the top like that, and when you eat the curry and you've got these crisp, crunchy matchstick potatoes, fab.
It certainly is fab, and the love of butter is definitely something we share with India. Now, Rashida, I'm guessing you've been from LA. It's quite unusual ingredients that we have in the UK.
Yeah.
Some certain unusual ingredients, and I'm going to show you a few of them now. We're going to make a dish using a few of them, really.
Great.
But one of which is this. You know what's
rhubarb.
Rhubarb. However, this one I used last week on the show, and all the supermarkets nearly sold out of all this last week, but they've restocked, so this is dripping.
Dripping.
I'm going to make a cake out of dripping.
What is that?
It's the fat from a cow.
Okay.
Good old English ingredient.
Yeah, it's dripping.
Oh, you're going to love
Brilliant
it.
for roast potatoes, but for this, it's fantastic. And I'm going to do a dripping cake with panna cotta, but a vodka and vanilla panna cotta with roasted rhubarb. Nice and simple. So we're going to make this dripping cake by just basically putting the dripping in the pan, getting some soft fruit. We've got some mixed peel, we've got some sultanas, raisins, that kind of stuff. You throw in some sugar in there, and then we throw in some water. And the idea of this, we just bring it to the boil and switch it off. And then I'm going to incorporate all the dry ingredients together with the cooled mixture there. Now, as you bring it to the boil, what happens is all the mixture sort of pumps up the dried fruit, and it allows you to make a lovely sort of kind of light cake as well with it as well, with some gluten-free flour. We've got some little bit of nutmeg. We've got some cinnamon in there as well, a little bit of baking powder. And meanwhile, I'm going to combine all this together. So, first of all, congratulations. I mean, Cuban Fury. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I saw it yesterday. Nick Frost is the lead character as well.
He's amazing.
He is pretty good. I mean,
He's wonderful.
If you could pick a cast, it is the perfect cast for the perfect movie.
I agree. I agree. I got lucky.
And it all filmed in the UK?
It did, yeah.
But some amazing locations as well where you were filming, and particularly the end scene. We can't give too much away. We're going to see a little clip in a minute. But
Yeah.
The end scene, there's that amazing building where you're all learning the salsa. It's all about salsa. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's about a guy, Nick Frost plays a guy who kind of gets stuck in a dead-end job, but he used to be a great salsa dancer when he was a kid, and he abandoned it because people teased him. And I play his boss, his new American boss, and he finds out that I also have a love of salsa, and it reignites his fury, his Cuban fury. So he goes after it.
So what led you to the script, first of all? What excited you about it? Was it the comedy aspect? Because you do quite a bit of comedy in the US. Was it that?
That was the first thing. I'm a huge fan of Nick's, and I just wanted to work with him. And I was not wrong, because he is the most delightful human being I've ever had the chance to work with. And then on top of that, to be given the chance to learn how to dance when you're not really a dancer is kind of a great thing.
Well, we're going to talk about the dancing in a minute, but first, should we have a look at the clip?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Oh god! Oh my god! Are you okay?
Yeah.
Somebody call an ambulance!
No, I'm fine.
Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move.
In for two, out for two. Slow down.
Was there pastry in this bag?
Yeah, I had an ice bar.
It is. I mean, who wrote that? Was it a collection of writers that wrote it?
No, his name is John Brown. He looks about 10, and he's a little genius. He's not 10.
Because an amazing script.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and the cast is just incredible. Every person in it: Ian McShane, Olivia Colman, Chris O'Dowd, Nick Frost.
Now, you're pretty good on the dance floor as well, so how long did it take to learn to do the salsa like that?
I had about 2 months of training. Nick trained for, I think, about 8 months, and I came in with about 2 months, and it was very humbling, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, well, I do know, because the production team have been kind, because they've got, actually, not a clip, thank goodness. They've actually got, trust me, I was going to put a stop to that one. They've actually got a picture. This is me doing this. This is me doing the salsa.
Oh, look at you!
Check that out.
Very, very sexy.
I actually tried to put that. Just show that again. I actually tried to put that shirt on. I was going to bring it with me and cook in that shirt today.
Which, the one she's wearing?
No. It wouldn't have made any difference, because the one that I tried on, there was a bit of fabric missing. About 2 foot of fabric. The actual, yeah.
Yeah, not missing, actually.
No. And the trousers, they fit in the length, but in the leg. So I've given them to sort of the trendy boy over there, Jason.
They'll fit me.
No, they're fine for you. You just need to turn them up a bit.
It's all about the moves. It doesn't matter. All about the moves.
It's all about the moves. It certainly is. But also doing that, I mean, you've done so much stuff in the US version of The Office. Social Network was a great part for you because, you know, you were originally trained to be a lawyer. You went to Harvard. That was your initial.
I was going to go to law school. I got sidetracked with acting. Yeah. But you know, everybody has to rebel. My parents are in the business. My father's a musician. My mom's an actress. So that was my way to rebel.
You just float on that. Your father's a musician.
Yeah,
just happens to be Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones, yeah. Yeah, he's quite a musician.
Just plays the violin, really. Yeah, it's like...
yeah, he's kind of a musical genius.
And your mum, I mean, your mum's in the business, Peggy Lipton, of course.
Yeah, she was on a show called The Mod Squad. She was also on Twin Peaks. I don't know if... Yeah. That was kind of a cult classic. I was obsessed with that show.
And that was huge here as well.
Yeah.
And obviously this thing that you're doing at Parks and Recreation that's massive for you in the US, that we're seeing partly as on, I think, BBC 4 at the moment. BBC 4, yeah. So we're on the third sort of series, but you're filming the 7th one at the moment.
Six.
So tell us what that's about, because it's the same writers of The Office, isn't it, as well?
It is, yeah. It's the same creators of The American Office, and it's about local government and all the nonsense that happens in local government. You guys will get obsessed. I have a feeling. It's just it takes some time, and then you'll start to fall in love with the characters, and then that's it.
Right, this is your dripping cake.
Ooh, that's it?
Well, no, you cook it.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I would personally eat it like this, but, you know... So this goes in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, it's 170 centigrade, and what we end up with is a nice little cake like that. And I've made my panna cotta, which has got... we've got vodka in there, we've got some vanilla, we've got buttermilk in there as well, and then the rhubarb we just basically roast off like this, so it's nice and simple. I'm going to basically just turn out the panna cotta. You just dip this in the hot water.
You're a great multitasker, P.S.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, you're doing a great job. We're talking, you're doing things.
Like that. So you got this, and then we put the rhubarb on the plate as well. So if that wasn't enough, in conjunction with everything else that you're doing, law and bits and pieces you studied, but writing is a huge passion of yours. But you know, screenplays as well. You're writing screenplays.
It is, yeah. I wrote a movie. It came out here not very long, but it was called Celeste and Jesse Forever. It was me and Andy Samberg, who was also in a show over here. He was in that show Cuckoo, which was on here, and he's coming out in a show called Brooklyn 99.
So where does your love lie? Where is it? Because it's you know, you've done so much and so much that you continue to do. And is it the comedy acting scene? Is that where you want to carry on?
You know, I'd like to keep it interesting. So you know, a little writing, a little acting, a little comedy, a little drama. As long as people keep letting me do things, I'll do them. Well, you can tell us about Cuban Fury. Then it comes out on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Yeah. Friday. Yeah. It's kind of a perfect date movie. Don't you think? I don't know. I was sat in the cinema all by myself. You were on a date with yourself? Oh, that was pretty cool, to be honest. I had nobody sort of munching Maltesers in front of me, you know, and annoying me with popcorn. Oh, well, see, it's a perfect date then. It is, really. Right, I've forgotten I put everything on it and forgotten the dripping cake. But the idea of this is you can eat this with butter, you see. But... You love butter. Look, well, I kind of, I do actually like it. You do, yeah. I do. I'm getting a sense of that. I like this because, you know, I was brought up on a pig farm. Oh. I mean, my family owned a pig farm. I wouldn't actually do that kind of thing, you know. But that's, you know, how I was brought up, to eat grub like this. And that's why I keep telling Jason, you know, if you would eat grub like this, maybe you'd get a little bit taller. Or a little trendier. There you go. Right. Thank you. That looks real nice. Tell me what you think. So that's the dripping cake, the rhubarb, the vodka and vanilla panna cotta. Straight in with the dripping cake, it's brave. That's very good. She's a good actress as well, you see. No, it's really good. Right, so what we're cooking for Rashida at the end of the show, she's going to be facing that food heaven, that dark chocolate, which she's going to use to make a delicious dessert, a dark chocolate pot or a chocolate fondant. The chocolate is melted, mixed with ground almonds, corn flour, whipped egg whites, then it's poured into some moulds, then baked, served soft in the middle and served with some banana fritters, ice cream, and some quick chocolate sauce. This is really good. I know I sound surprised. I'm surprised as well. There you go. So Rashida could be facing food hell, of course. That fruit and nuts with chicken and a whole lot of other things in a big brunch salad. The chicken is poached with carrots, celery, herbs, and shredded, and it's mixed with some spicy toasted pecans, sugared grapes, and rosemary croutons, and it's finished off with some honey and mustard dressing. Some of our viewers and the chefs in the studio get tired of Rashida's fake today, but you have to wait to the end of the show to see the final result. I've got a feeling it might be chocolate. Right, it's time to meet 4 more Celebrity MasterChef hopefuls as they enter the competition today. To start them off, Greg and John have lined up a very exotic mystery box test. Take a look at this.
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen. Everybody knows who you are. Now they're going to find out what you know about cooking.
This is the mystery box. Inside that box, you all have the same ingredients. And with those ingredients, we would like you to cook for us one plate of food. Ladies and gentlemen, reveal your ingredients. You all have a piece of protein amongst your ingredients. That piece of protein is crocodile.
Wow! As well as crocodile, the box also includes whole coconut, sweet potatoes, pancetta, mango, tomatoes, spinach, coriander, and a selection of chilies.
So, there you are. One plate of food, 50 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cook.
Right, that's one thing to think about.
Aid Edmondson loves to cook family Sunday roasts and started experimenting with cooking as a teenager.
I don't suppose you've ever cooked crocodile, have you?
No, this is it. I'm going to have a bit of chicken.
What's it taste like?
Chicken.
Any idea at all what you're going to cook for us?
No, I'm in a funk already.
Can I give you one bit of advice?
Yeah.
Make a plan.
Right.
Just show us a bit of skill.
Yeah.
Competence.
Competence.
Yeah, don't worry about the skill, that's for chefs, all right? Competence.
Can you two just grow some hair and I'd be really happy?
Don't you think we look the same?
No.
Incredibly, 20 minutes have gone.
World champion triple jumper Philip Sidoru loves to cook homely food with a Nigerian influence for his wife and 2 children.
Phillips, how are you feeling?
Nervous. Never come across a crocodile. Actually, maybe on the Zambezi, but not in my kitchen.
That's right, you could just jump over it. How are you treating this crocodile? Which way's your mind going?
Gonna go with a sweet potato mash here. I'm gonna fry this crocodile. Just hope it's edible.
Phillips, are you fond of a bit of chilli, are you, by any chance, mate?
Yeah, I like spicy food. Hope you guys can handle it.
Actress Denise Black enjoys cooking at home with her daughter.
What are you going to cook for us?
I think you're going to have this piece of crocodile, which, of course, I have never cooked. I imagine it's quite rich, is it? So I put the pancetta around it with a piece of button, and I'm going to stir-fry that. I don't like your pans. And I've already burnt something.
What sort of cook are you?
Amateur.
Good luck with your burning and cooking and things.
Thank you very much.
We've got 15 minutes left.
John Thompson is an actor and comedian who learned to bake with his grandmother.
Have you cooked crocodile before?
No, never. I've tasted it. I have a gator in Florida, but to eat, never cooked it, no.
Can I say, what is that on your bench you've done there?
What I've done is I've rolled it in the egg, put it in a bit of flour and deep-fried it, and it tastes really nice like calamari.
I am very impressed, John.
Excellent.
Something tells me that you are actually a crackingly good cook.
I'd like to think that, but honestly, I can't believe my friend's hype.
You've got just 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
That's it. Time's up. Your time's up.
Denise has wrapped the crocodile in Parma ham. She's serving it on spinach with spring onion and chilli, with sweet potato chips and a tomato and mango salad.
Oh, my word.
Yes, that's what I feared.
Can we have a saw on this? That's, no. The crocodile is too chewy.
Right.
But the flavours are good. Smoky bacon around that crocodile really works. And so does a little hint of chilli. I like that. But it is chewy.
I'll learn.
John has deep-fried strips of the crocodile and made a spring onion and garlic sweet potato mash with a chilli and lime dressing.
I think your cooking's really good. I think the concept of the dish is completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, I love your sweet potato mash. Your crocodile's cooked beautifully with crispy outside. I think you're going to do OK.
OK.
Are you feeling better now, John?
Much better. A huge sense of relief.
Aid has served his crocodile with fried chilli and peppers, a potato rosti, and a mango and tomato salad with basil and lime dressing.
The flavour on the crocodile is good. I also will give you the benefit of the doubt over the mango and tomato salad because you've got basil on there and you've got lime on there, and those two things are working with both the mango and the tomato. It's not as offensive as I thought. I think you've got an eye for presentation. I think your palate's decent. Actually, I'm convinced that you cook. I think John is as well. Yeah.
Phillips has fried his crocodile with chilli and served it with tomatoes, a sweet potato mash, and a creamy tomato sauce.
Nice, big, confident smile, Phillips. I've got to say, I'm really pleased. I quite like your presentation, Phillips. The tomato cream sauce, I wouldn't eat it, because it doesn't really belong on the dish.
OK.
But you know what? Your crocodile is not too chewy. It's still slightly moist, and it's got this wonderful sharpness from lime and a tiny bit of spice from the chilli.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that I like some of this, because you are a big bloke to offend.
First round. We understand nerves play a big part in this. We are now going to ask you to have a well-deserved cup of tea, because when we bring you back in, we've got another tough challenge for you. Off you go.
And you can see how the celebrities get on when they face one of John's fiendish palate tests in about 20 minutes or so. Still to come this morning on Saturday Kitchen Live. Jing Hee-wan has left Ken home for a while to explore the Sichuan countryside. After a trip to a Chinese pig farmer, she tucks into a piggy feast before making a classic twice-cooked pork dish for her hosts. Looks delicious, but will they like it? Forget bobsleigh, the ski jump, or even slalom. The real excitement this weekend it's going to get worse. Is seeing Chris and Jason scramble their way into our very own Saturday Kitchen Eggsticle course. That was really bad, that one, wasn't it? They go head-to-head in the Saturday Kitchen Omelet Challenge. I've got to stand there and read this.
Really bad, Jay.
And you can see all the action live a little later on. And Will Rashid will be facing that food heaven, that dark chocolate pot with banana fritters, or the dreaded food hell, a pecan grape and chicken salad. Right, let's carry on with the cooking. And next up is the man in charge of the stoves at one of the country's most prestigious country retreats, Stoke Park in Buckinghamshire. It's Chris Wheeler. So on the menu today, we've got scallops.
That's correct. We're going to do home-smoked scallops with a classic niçoise salad, but we're going to make it warm, and we're going to serve it, instead of the traditional dressing, we're going to serve a natural yoghurt and chive dressing.
So the classic is that it's got beans and...
Yeah, the beans, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers...
And olives.
And olives.
OK.
So you're going to do the peppers for me?
Yeah, I can do that, yeah.
We managed to find one lucky diver who braved the elements of the weather at the moment to find us some amazing scallops.
These are the hand-dive scallops that you want, really, for this one, is that right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Now, tell us about Stoke Park, then, because it's got an amazing history, really, the place, on the whole. But...
Yeah, no, certainly. It was the first ever British sporting club.
Yeah.
And obviously, since then, it's grown and grown. We've now, we've got amazing sporting facilities, tennis courts, gym. Obviously, it's got Humphreys, which is a free rosette restaurant. We also have big banqueting facilities and an amazing golf course.
But it is, I mean, it is a fascinating place. It's one of, is it only 3 places in Britain that have got the 5 AA Red Stars, is that right?
That's
Outside
correct.
of London?
That's correct. We just recently won 5 Red Stars for the hotel.
The Chewton Glenvin won, the other one, and I believe Glen Eagle's been the other one, I think.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And obviously, the restaurants received free rosettes. Also, this summer, we're hosting some new events. We're doing some big concerts at the end of June.
Right.
We've got Elton John and Catherine Jenkins. So I'll be cooking for about 7,000 people on that weekend.
What, personally?
Yes, personally.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be busy.
I mean, the thing that I remember it's sort of famous for as well is obviously the Bond films.
That's correct.
Goldfinger as well. Odd Job with the hat.
That's it. And
that's all based there, isn't it, really?
And we also had layer cake, and I actually made the cake in the actual film, layer cake.
Did you?
At the end, yeah.
Oh,
and
obviously... you bragging away.
And then we've got Bridget Jones as well.
All right, calm down, calm down.
You know the 4-poster bed scene? That was filmed at Stoke Park.
Bridget Jones? I haven't really watched that one.
No.
Right.
Right, me and James are waiting for our invitation to play golf there.
What's that?
Chris, I've been waiting all morning for
I'm
you.
just going to wash my hands.
Right, so we've got our scallops there. These have been... I'll clean this up for you as well, so I'll lose this out of the way.
So
we just wash up the board. There you go. So what's next then? The beans?
Yeah, the beans, and we're going to pop the potatoes. They're part boiled at the moment. We're going to pop them in for a few minutes. And then the quail eggs.
Okay.
The quail eggs, we're going to pop them in for 2 minutes.
So these want to be soft-boiled. We've got some
correct.
peel already, but you're just warming up the potatoes. Now, in there you're going to warm everything up. So we've got this and the beans, yeah?
That's correct. I'm going to do... OK. And we're going to put the tomatoes. We're going to chop the tomatoes in half.
Yeah. So where do you get your inspiration from them in terms of food? Because, you know, I said to Jason, travelling and stuff, because you've been at Stoke Park for a number of years now.
I've been at Stoke Park for 10 years. I think, you know, you look at other places, you go out and around, and I think because, you know, it's a British club, we try to keep all our menus very British, so, you know, local ingredients, I think, is really, really important.
Yeah.
You know, we go to the local farm shops. I mean, I think in England, we're very lucky that we have amazing sort of local products that we can use. So what we're going to do, we're just waiting for the beans for a few minutes.
So I'll cook the scallops, and you can make the dressing if you want.
The dressing.
So tell us what's in the dressing.
So we've got a thick local natural yoghurt, so we're just going to put natural yoghurt.
Now, before you were at the Stoke Park as well, you worked with some pretty well-known chef as well.
I worked for John Christophe Novelli for approximately about 10 years as well.
Yeah, and that was based not a million miles away from Chute Glen on the south coast.
Yeah, we were at the Provence, just down the road from you.
Because that got a Michelin star back then, didn't it?
It did, that's correct.
Yeah.
I believe that. We got a Michelin star, and then obviously I went on to work for him at the Four Seasons, and then I went to the Novelli chain, which was...
Maison Novelli, wasn't it?
Maison Novelli, that's correct.
Well. Right, so what's in the dressing then?
So we've got natural yoghurt, salt, pepper, and some chopped chives. Which you did for me, sorry.
No problem. Got those. And then they were doing caper berries and olives in there as well.
That's correct. The important on this dish is make sure you put the olives in last, because otherwise it'll turn the whole dish...
OK.
So what we're going to do, we're going to chop...
You're going to fry the peppers
we're going to chop the peppers inside.
So I'll cook the scallops at the same time as well.
And then we're going to pop the tomatoes inside. Just going to get the potatoes out.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned this was your version of it, but the version's changed so much. I mean, when I went to sort of particularly the south of France, it changes so much as you go further south. Some people use tin beans, as in the small beans, like haricot bear, that kind of stuff. Some people use the green beans, that kind of stuff. So it can vary, the recipe.
Certainly, apparently, the English people decided to add potatoes to it. Apparently, the classic French doesn't have potatoes.
You're probably right as well. There you go. Right, so we've got our quail's eggs. 2 minutes exactly.
We're just going to season.
There you go.
And then we're just going to add our capers. Just going to lean over you and grab our...
That's all right. I'll get the scallop
beans out.
There you go.
Chuck the beans in.
So this is a warm salad that we're making as well.
That's correct.
Move this out of the way.
It's a great dish for Valentine's. Very quick and easy. You can obviously replace the scallops with sea bass or salmon, or you can just have it plain if you don't want anything. You could always do a bit of chicken as well.
Yeah. But the secret is get the hand-dyed ones, don't you think, really?
Yeah, it's all about the freshness. And obviously, I think as people go wrong with scallops, I think the important thing is just to cook them really quickly and get very good quality.
Now, I'll leave you go. We're going to plate 2 plates up, one with eggs, and one without eggs for you, Rashida, as well. So we'll just do one with, one without. So do that one.
Just some olive oil on the side.
You do that's the one without eggs, and this is the one.
Just going to pop the salad in the middle.
Do that one without, and this one with eggs.
Okay.
And then we've got this.
So literally, we then just get our ingredients.
OK, now, of course, all of today's recipes, including this one from Chris, are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. There you go. The scallops are ready. I'm going to get this smoke machine fired up.
Ready? So just going to pop a little bit of all the ingredients on the plate.
Yeah.
What's that?
Don't ask. This
is my new toy.
This is the smoke machine thing. So you switch it on. It's got basically oak chippings in it, and there's a fan that goes through, and it blows the smoke.
So for anybody who at home hasn't got one of these, what's the alternative?
What's that?
Blow it.
So anybody who hasn't got one of these at home, what's the alternative?
Marlboro Light. Blow it into the pot. Don't do that. I've just been told by you, they're not going to do it, are they? They're not going to...
Stand by a barbecue.
Right.
Whoa.
Barbecue your scallops.
Right, look, here.
So much drama in this meal.
I know, look.
Come on, Chris.
Come on, let's go.
Top of the pops. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Just going to pop the dressing on this one.
Happy with that?
There we go. Ready?
Right.
And there we go.
And then we just leave this for how long?
Just a couple of seconds, just until it fills up.
Wow.
The longer you
Every time on this show now I can't see anything. Right. So I was going to say, tell us what it is, but you can't see it. So go on then.
So it's a home-smoked scallop niçoise salad.
Look at that. Take your word for it. Yeah, people can do that at home, can't they? And we get to dive into this one. So, which one's
no idea.
This one. This one's. I think this one's yours.
I'll
put that one's without eggs. Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Don't lift it yet. Don't lift it yet.
I won't.
All right. That one's with eggs.
There's a trick to when you do this. You sort of like got to waff it around a little bit. Just so you get the smoke.
Okay.
Right. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
You like that?
Ooh, I do.
Reminds me of Halloween.
Ooh.
It smells like you've just been clubbing in the 80s, isn't it? Your clothes stink. Anyway, tell us what you think of this one.
Okay.
Dive into this. But it is very, very different. But that just little light amount of smoke is enough. That's
Certainly, and the longer you leave it under there, the longer, the more smoky taste it gets.
See if you can taste it.
Mmm. Very smoky.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Right, well, just licks those scallops nicely.
No, there you go. Right, we need some wine. Right, we need some wine to go with this. Wine expert Peter Richards has been to Bath this week, or Bath, depends on which part of the country you're in. So what do you choose to go with Chris's smoking scallops?
Chris's scallop niçoise is a fabulous antidote to soggy, wintry weather. It's a very welcome taste of summer with a brilliant seasonal twist. Now, from a wine point of view, we need something quite versatile because it's a kind of dish you can get different flavours in each mouthful. If you wanted to stay really in the summer spirit, go for a classic local partnership of Provençal rosé, like this delicious Mirabeau. But when I cooked the dish, I found it went best with understated but juicy styles of white wine. You could go for a Picpoul, Albarino works well, but by far and away the best pairing was with the delicious Domaine Ballon Chapuis Coteau du Génois. This wine is made in the Loire Valley from the Sauvignon Blanc grape variety. And funny enough, punchier styles of Sauvignon from New Zealand or Chile do work well here, but they can risk dominating, whereas this one is more restrained and as a result lets the food shine. You smell it, and it's not too over the top, it's sort of gently smoky, and that ties in really well with that lovely smoke that Chris is using here. It's definitely a wine that majors on crisp, citric acidity, and not only is that exactly what that lovely scallop needs, it also ties in with the tangy tomato and caperberry. It's also got a lovely crunchy, herbal, sort of vegetal quality to it, which will work really well with the peppers and the beans and the salad. And finally, there's also a wonderful sort of intensity and texture to cope with those salty olives and the mouth-coating egg. So Chris, it's an elegant, classic wine for a beautiful, original niçoise. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Another great wine choice for this.
Excellent wine. The lemony sort of flavour goes really well with the scallops and the smokiness.
Happy with that?
Yes, great. Really good.
Lovely.
You diving in?
Yeah.
Two scallops down, the last one's still to go. Right, let's get back to Celebrity Mail Chef, where Greg and John have another challenge lined up for the contestants. This time, it's the palate test.
This is the palate test. I'm going to cook a dish. We're going to give the dish to our celebrities, and we're going to ask them to identify as many ingredients as possible.
John's dish is Indian spiced chicken meatballs with pappardelle pasta.
First of all, the spiced meatballs themselves. Good teaspoon of each spice. Cumin seed, fennel seed, coriander, and lots of cardamom. Toasting the spices to release the flavour. Just going to fry these. So there's our toasted spices. Grinding the spices, the last thing you want to have is huge lumps of spice. Now the turmeric. Now, there's a lot of spice in there because it's going to be with pasta, so it's got to be really well flavoured. Now, to keep any meatball moist, you need bread. Soak your breadcrumbs in milk. The bread goes in onions and spices. That's the flavouring base for your meatballs. Diced chicken and your flavouring. We're going to add to that some coriander, parsley, mint and oregano.
These may be the most flavoured meatballs I've ever tasted.
Onto the heat. So whilst they cook, our pasta. So we're going to give our celebs a lump of pasta dough and just simply ask them to roll us out.
What pasta shapes are you going to cut?
We'll make pappardelle.
Nice, real wide, probably the widest pasta you got.
Boiling water. Pasta goes in.
How long are you going to cook the pasta?
About a minute and a half.
If they've never cooked fresh pasta, there's a real danger they're going to overcook them.
So to finish off this, it is as simple as 2 more ingredients. I love this stuff, lime pickle. And then cream.
Coating everything, look at that, look.
And then to go on top, some fresh herbs, some more oregano, some mint, some coriander and some parsley. This is my Indian spiced meatballs with cream and pappardelle. Let's get them in. This is a palate test. I've made you a dish. And all you've got to do is to taste that dish and write down for us what you believe is in it. Taste away.
I know a nice dish when I taste it, and that's one. So, that's really nice. Nice flavours. There's a very subtle heat afterburn on it.
I want to learn how to cook it.
Now you've tasted it, we want you to cook it. Oh! Underneath those cloths on your bench, you will find all the ingredients that John used to make that dish. Plus, there are some there that he didn't use.
Oh, so sneaky.
All you need to do now is cook like John Turode. 50 minutes. Off you go.
The ingredients have been separated into groups. Those to make the pasta and sauce, including hot lime pickle, which is used, and some Parmesan cheese, which is not. The herbs and spices. And the protein to make the meatballs, including chicken, which is correct, and pork and beef mince, which are not.
I could taste the fresh herbs, and then I saw the dried spices. Went, oh no, what's... Do you know what I mean? So... I'm not sure if that's right.
It's not that.
20 minutes left, guys. 30 minutes gone, 20 minutes left.
Last 5 minutes. I'd really like to see pasta in bowls. That's it. You're finished. You are finished.
Bring your plates up. What we asked you to cook were my spiced chicken meatballs with a multitude of spices and a cream and lime pickle sauce.
Phillips, let's have a look at yours.
Right, we wanted chicken meatballs. You used the pork. You thought it was lamb. A little bit more sauce around the outside would be good, so it coats all the pasta and all the flavours go in it.
I like your dish, but it's absolutely nothing like John's dish. There is a sweetness and almost nuttiness that's in your meatballs that I really like, and your sauce has got Parmesan cheese in it. John's didn't have any Parmesan.
No.
Right. Aid, let's have a look at these. It looks a little anemic compared to everybody else's. There's no colour on it.
We've got a warmth of spice in the back of my throat, the aniseed of tarragon running through my pasta, crispy, sweet pork meatballs, and that's about all I've got. It's not a dead loss, but I've got to say, the infusion of chilli in boiled cream is something I've not seen for a very long time. John.
Meatballs, great flavour. Pasta sauce, flavour really good, but pasta's too thick, and that sauce is too thick.
Denise. There's not a lot of pasta in here, is there?
That's because my pasta's horrible and I didn't want to subject you to it.
It was too thick?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the only person in the whole room to use chicken. Thank you very much indeed. You've got lots and lots of lime pickles running through the sauce. It's got a proper kick in the shins and a punch in the gob.
I've enjoyed that. No matter how well or badly you think you've done, we've only just started.
Next time we see you, you're in for a real treat. Thanks very much.
And next week's treat is to cook for the students of Kingston University. Right, it's time to answer some of your foodie questions. Each caller will, of course, help us decide what Rashida will be eating at the end of the show. So first on the line, we've got Dave from Preston. Are you there, Dave?
Yeah, morning, James.
Good morning from Preston. What's your question for us?
I'm cooking duck tomorrow, and I'd like an alternative sauce than duck à l'orange.
Alternative sauce to duck à l'orange. Off you go then.
I would make a nice red wine jus, and then in season at the moment it's blackberries. Add some blackberries. Blackberries at the moment go really well with your duck.
Exactly. Right? You can do that or a nice little plum and star anise mixture. If you just chop up some plums, put them in a pan with a little bit of star anise, and then reduce that down with a touch of water, a bit of sugar, and then blend it, you've got a nice little sauce to go with it. There you go. Good luck with that. What dish would you like to see at the end of the show? Heaven or hell?
It's got to be heaven, James.
Heaven, there you go.
Thank you, Dave.
And Ryan from Scotland, are you there, Ryan?
Hi, James. How you doing?
Hi there. What's your question for us?
I bought a pork shoulder yesterday, and I'm having friends round for dinner tonight, and I'm wondering what they do with it.
Pork shoulder, fantastic. What are you going to
Well,
do?
lovely. So, first of all, make a rub, right? So I'd make, like, thyme, bay leaf, garlic, rosemary, grind it right down with some sea salt.
Yeah.
Make some incisions in your shoulder, and then rub it all over, stick it on a bed of vegetables, and then make sure you sort of put it in the oven really slow. Cook it really, really slow.
Yeah.
And then drain the vegetables off. You can still use them, you know, you can eat them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nice champ or something like that. So mashed potato, cabbage, a little bit of spice in there. Serve that on the side, a nice pork gravy.
Chopping the veg into big sort of chunks, even just a whole carrot, just
Yeah.
peeled would work. Because this, I mean, the pork shoulder wants to cook for about 5 hours, good 4 or 5 hours.
At least, yeah, at least. Really slow.
So you better hurry down the shops and get it in the oven as quick as possible.
Right.
There you go.
And then go to the pub.
Exactly. What dish would you like to see, heaven or hell?
I'll go for heaven, right?
Heaven, there you go.
love you, Ryan.
There you go. And Pat from the Wirral, are you there, Pat?
Yes, I am.
What's your question for us?
I've got a pack of langoustine tails. What would you advise us to do?
Now, are these peeled langoustine tails, or are these the shell?
No, they're frozen at the moment.
Frozen. Well, first of all, you've got to cook them.
Yeah.
And don't overcook them. So, first of all, boiling salty water, 30 seconds really, 45 seconds for tails.
Something like that.
And then out, ice cold water, and then just peel them nicely. And what are you going to do with them, guys?
Well, first of all, Pat, you've obviously got a nice high disposable income to have langoustines lying around your fridge. So just do a nice salad, right? So just quickly pan fry them. I'm talking like seconds. Quickly pan fry them. Just treat them really delicately. A nice little salad, a bit of citrus in there would be quite nice. You know, even soft fruits like raspberries or anything like that work really well with langoustines for a little bit of point of difference.
Even something like a prawn cocktail you can do with
Yeah,
langoustines.
yeah,
It tastes
absolutely,
fantastic. Mayonnaise mixed with tomato ketchup, a little bit of brandy, cayenne pepper, lovely.
Marie Rose.
She's back from the 70s, you see. And what dish would you like to see, heaven or hell?
Oh, definitely heaven.
Heaven it is. There you go. It's looking good
Thank
so far. Right, it's time for the omelette challenge. Paul Rankin is still at the centre of our pan with 17.5 seconds. So usual rules apply, guys. So, Chris, who would you like to beat on our board? Who...
I just don't want it to go in the bin.
Nor does Jason, to be honest.
But you always put me in the bin.
I
so
don't. Well,
I just know I'm going in the bin.
No, you're not. Trust me. Right, are you ready?
Yep.
Well, you might be. 3, 2, 1, go. Sticky butter up on the floor.
Mine's not going to come out. I'll have a little change tonight.
She's done look.
Just going to blame the pan?
Yeah. I got the. There was one pan.
You're just going to make sure you...
What just happened?
Well,
cooked an omelette.
I don't know whether you can describe these much as omelettes, can you, really?
Depends on where you live.
This one? Do you think this is...
Come on, James, don't be so fussy.
Is it a time challenge? It's a time challenge.
It's supposed to be,
challenge,
yeah.
yeah.
It's actually...
It's all
what
about
the
time.
trick is, and what they haven't told me over the last 8 years, it's how to make me ill for the weekend. That's...
Oh.
So you need
I had to sabotage pan.
Don't blame the pan.
Come on, that's nice. Look, you eat that.
Mine's more cooked than his.
It's nice and...
It's a bit liquid, though, Chef. Right. Right. Chris.
Ooh.
Season.
You did it... Quite quick, actually. You did it in 37.2, which puts you... Well, I say quite quick, but looking down here, not very quick at all, is it, really? You did it down here somewhere. There you go. Jason Atherton.
Yeah, and where's the bin? Where's the bin? I'm going to go pick myself out of the bin. He's not going to put it up.
You did it in 18.96 seconds.
Ooh.
And to be honest, that is actually an omelette, so I'm going to stick you on here. So Tom Kerridge goes down here.
Oh, boy.
Get in there.
And you go... Where do you go?
Oh, yeah.
You're in the pan.
Well, he's in the pan, but I think he's fourth.
Get in there.
Wow.
Number 4.
There you go. Tightest you've ever been in your life. Gotcha. So when Rashida get her idea of food heaven, or people have only just got that. When did she get her idea of food heaven? That dark chocolate pot with sautéed bananas, or food hell, a mixed salad with candied grapes, spicy pecans and poached chicken. Jason and Chris will make their choices whilst we continue our exploration That wasn't supposed to be a gag, but anyway. I have a Chinese food with Ken Hom and Ching Hee-wan. Well, actually, this week it's just Ching. She's heading off to the Sichuan pig farm for a feast of pork, and I suspect Ken took one look at the weather and stayed in the hotel bar. Enjoy this one.
The climate might be damp here, but it's contributed to the area around Chengdu being so fertile that Sichuan is known in China as the land of abundance. But it's not only crops, it also supplies over half the country's pork. My dad kept pigs when I was growing up, so I'm looking forward to visiting a local pig farmer. I'm hoping to try my hand at some traditional pork dishes. Mr. Peng is different to most farmers in the region because his pigs are organic. Nearly 3/4 of all the meat eaten in China is pork. To the Chinese, pigs symbolize virility, and traditionally they've always been an important part of everyday life.
Wow, they're really hungry. Hello.
And although the Chinese eat every part of the pig, they still get through nearly 2 million every day. With so much pressure to churn out pork, organic farming has not been a priority, so I'm happy to discover Mr. Peng is obsessive about his pigs' well-being. He produces and mixes his own feed and has a radical and unusual approach to their health.
不能用抗生素，就用中草药。
中草药, this is all Chinese medicine herbs.
这是草寇。
他们吃得这么好, I still can't believe they eat so well.
Mr. Peng's business started slowly, but in the last 5 years, due to food safety scares and expanding middle class, the demand for organic food has quadrupled.
这是后腿的部分。后腿。我们熟悉也是拿它，就是这个在成都是很响的，有的家里面除了这个肉不吃的。
He's invited me to his house to meet his wife and to have some supper. In return, I've offered to cook a dish for them. Mrs. Peng's prepared a whole selection of different cuts of their own pork, which she's boiled for 30 minutes. And before I cook, she wants to show me some classic home-style dishes. Starting with a much-prized cold salad.
不要了，好，因为比较脏，你看，比较脏，耳心里面，就是平常天天的菜，对不对？经常的吃，都喜欢吃猪耳。哦，这样子，你们是因为喜欢这个口感，是不是？喜欢吃，喜欢吃，那也有这个口感，这个脆脆的。It's funny, isn't it? Because back in England, pigs is probably the cheapest, and people don't want that and actually discard it or makes into dog food. But here, it's really prized and the most expensive part. Now she's got some baby spring onions.
Before it can be eaten, the pig's ear salad needs to soak for a couple of hours in the spicy dressing, which is, of course, made with chilies and Sichuan flower pepper. From all the activity, it looks like I'm in for more than the simple supper I was expecting. With typical Chinese hospitality, Mrs. Peng is preparing us a feast using every part of the pig.
你这个已经也是做好了啊！哎，对，做了一个桥。This is like a bridge pork rib. It's a really wonderful way of steaming here. So just put water at the base and then put a plate over the top.
For her next dish, Mrs. Peng is making another local speciality, cherry pork made with soy sauce and a mix of caramelized sugar and a touch of vinegar.
哇，好香哦！喜欢吃这个吧？
这个我比较喜欢。
可以尝一下哦，谢谢谢谢。Oh, it's juicy, really tender and very sweet.
I'm planning to cook my hosts a dish using more of that delicious pork belly, a Sichuan classic called twice-cooked pork.
这个好，好。那我跟你讲，你这样
什么地方都有。我主要是你先做的，一个是吃来不成形。
Mr. and Mrs. Peng are clearly very particular about their food, and they both seem concerned that I won't stick to the traditional recipe.
不能那样吃。
你们有一般的酱油吗？这就是酱油，这就是一般的酱油。这是老抽，老抽不行吗？这是老抽，这个行吗？这个。
The light is used for seasoning, for saltiness, and then the dark is used for colour, to caramel. Now, there's so many different variations of 回锅肉. She likes to use the lao chou, which is the dark soy sauce. But I like to mix a little bit, the light and the dark. For my version of the dish, I'm starting with fermented black beans, mixing them with chili bean paste and frying the mixture in hot oil. Mix together. Twice-cooked pork is essentially a stir-fry dish, using slices of pork belly that have already been boiled for half an hour.
I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark soy sauce and then a little bit of the light as well. A little bit of sugar.
The last ingredient in, as they only need a minute or so, are the spring onions.
We're going to enjoy this. 就是一般你们会不会加一点那个辣油？
不用加，
不用加。
可以。
也可以，但是不是，就是真正的回锅，就是四川回锅肉要熬的好。
He's so proud of, you know, the Sichuan classic 回锅肉. This isn't even good enough for him. 你会吃吗？你可以尝，你要尝吗？试看看吗？
你尝，你尝，挺好。
好吗？
好。
潘先生，你觉得好吗？
好。就是有点咸。
有点咸。
可以。
但是。
He said it's okay.
不正宗。
It's salty, but it's not the real thing. But Mrs. Peng, she said it's good. 哦，好厉害啊！
Mrs. Peng has made us so many classic Sichuan pork dishes, each using a different cooking method.
Doesn't it look amazing? All the dishes together.
不会做，只是一般的，我们每家的家庭妇女都会做。
你说这个就是绿色的。
Peng Ayin, this is Mr. Peng's daughter. Actually, I'm gonna ask her what she thinks of my 回锅肉, my twice-cooked pork. 你尝一下吧，我想看你觉得怎么样。
好的，好的，不错。
好吃吗？
好吃，好吃。
She said it's good. It's got good taste. At least someone likes it.
There's no pleasing some people. Right, it's that time of the show to find out if Rashida will be facing food heaven or food hell. Food heaven would be this pile of dark chocolate all over here. Lots of different things with some bananas, banana ice cream, banana fritters. We've got some chocolate sauce making there with some chocolate fondant. Alternatively, it could be this pile of ingredients that's over here. We've got fruit, nuts, all into a salad with some chicken. What do you think you're going to get?
Yummy.
With these two deciding as well.
I'm hoping for heaven, but I'm prepared for hell.
It was never in any doubt. It's all whitewash food heaven. So that's what you're going to get. 5-0.
Yay!
There you go. So you've got lots of chocolate to get through as well. So first thing I'm going to do is make a chocolate fondant. And to do that, we melt good quality dark chocolate together in the bowl like this. So throw all this like in, 2.5 bars. All right. So the idea of this is it's got a liquid centre. That's what we're looking for. So then we throw in some butter.
Love butter.
Well, you're on this show, so you might as well. There you go. That all goes in. Also, so we melt this down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create these fritters, and for that we're going to use some flour, we're going to use some corn flour, a little bit of baking powder, mixed together with some sparkling mineral water.
Oh.
And that's going to make our fritters with our bananas. So if you can then do that would be great. I'm going to prepare my little moulds here, so we've got some grated chocolate.
How can I be useful?
You can actually butter these moulds if you want.
Okay.
There's a pastry brush there,
I can do that.
a little bit of melted butter in there, so you can butter these moulds. They go in as well. And we just basically grate this nice and fine. Now, it's better to do this on paper, to be honest, because chocolate, when you grate it, it's static, and it never comes off the plate. So if you do it on paper, it's much easier to use. That's it. Butter the moulds really well. Then we do is we just pour this chocolate into the moulds. Probably just need 2, I think. That's probably enough for us. There you go. Like that. So, with all your work of bits and pieces, do you get time to do much cooking at home? I don't suppose you do you?
I do. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward cooking for me.
What's the trademark Rashida dish then?
Stir fry.
Stir fry.
Yeah,
that's the
you
one.
Kind of throw anything into it.
Right.
You know? Whatever's left in your fridge.
Apart from chocolate.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, you never know. Right, so we've got our chocolate basically just lined here. You can use coconut and that kind of stuff. So the idea is if you just mix this together, we just want this to melt nicely.
Okay.
I'm going to make a little chocolate sauce out of this. So we're going to use some water. I'm going to use some sugar. A little bit of sugar. There it is. A bit of sugar. Make a stock syrup very quick. And then throw in some chocolate. And then take it off the heat and it'll just basically stir down. So when you're ready with the fritters, guys, if you can get on and do that, that would be great. So that's that one. We'll switch that heat off.
Who wouldn't like that? I'm sorry, look at that.
Well, that's pretty good, yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make two mixes, really. First, I'm going to whip up some egg whites, or if you can whip up some egg whites once you've done the bananas, that'd be great. We use the egg yolks for one, like that. So if you can whip them up, that would be great. Lovely. And then, once all the chocolate and the butter's melted, then we can throw in the sugar into the egg yolks, So this is the chocolate fondant part of it, you see. Mix this together. How are we doing with that?
I think we're pretty good.
That's
we're
pretty
close,
good. Get in there. Get in there. The banana fritters crisp is on that. You've made like that sort of batter, and then that gets deep fried. At the same time now, we can get our sugar and caramelise this for our fritters. So just plain sugar in a pan. See the concentration on your face there, mate?
I don't want to mess it up. It's heaven, you know?
Right. Just take it off the heat. That's that one. There. That's enough.
Chopping up, put on the tray.
Yeah, that's for our ice cream. That'll be great. Okay. So egg yolks and sugar mixed together.
Good.
And then you pour this chocolate on, you see? Like that. Pour it onto the egg yolks mixed together. You've got the egg whites whisked up as well, so that's that one. There you go. The fritters are happening over there. And if we mix this together...
Frying nicely.
Well, you can do it if you want. Do you want to do it? Mix that together.
Yeah.
Throw in the almonds. Throw in the corn flour. Well, that can go in.
Whoops, sorry.
That's all right, don't worry. Keep mixing it. That's it. And then... Can we take over?
Am I not doing a good job?
No, that's all right. Happy with that?
Yep.
Good. And then what we do now is just fold in the egg whites, which Jason's done nicely. So we just quickly fold them in. Now, you need to be quite quick with this. So you quickly fold them in, because you want to get the air in, but you don't want to mess around and leave them out of the oven for too long.
Right.
You can keep these in the fridge nicely. And then what we do is, once you get this mixture, like that, you pour this mixture in. Like that.
You leave room for it to rise?
No, you got some chocolate truffles.
Oh.
They go in the centre.
Okay.
Like that. And then we pour this over the top.
So you get that molten-y chocolate centre.
Well, that's the idea. And then you put this in the fridge.
Okay.
And then cook them. So these have got about another 2 minutes left in here. Yeah, another couple of minutes left in there. They want to cook for about 8 minutes from the fridge or straight from the oven like that. These fritters can come out. And we're nearly there with our caramels. That's just straight sugar in the pan.
Okay.
Right. So about Cuban Fury, are you still keeping the dancing up then? Is that sorcery is your thing, is it? Or is
I try
Right.
to do it when I can. I miss it. I went to the premiere the other night, and all the great dancers in the movie were dancing, and I felt a little bit intimidated. But I try.
Because there's certain elements. Well, there's certain elements you want to take away from it, and certain things you don't. Because I remember watching the movie yesterday, and I remember seeing Nick, and he shaved his chest.
Right.
That's what happened to me.
Right.
I had to shave my chest, and worst of all, I had to go for a spray tan.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you laughing at? Now, normally
Just
with a spray tan...
shaving your chest and having a spray tan.
You had to. You were told to do that. So normally with a spray tan, they put you... It's about 300 mils, isn't it, to spray...
Oh, it depends.
Well, it depends on the size of the person. They used a litre on me.
Ooh.
A litre.
Ooh.
Have you ever... Jason, have you ever had a spray tan?
Yeah, I get like a thimble.
Yeah, like, literally. They used a litre on me. I woke up in the morning and then had a shower. I came back and it was like some dead body had decomposed in my bed. Literally, it's horrendous sort of stuff. And the poor lady that was spray tanning me, there was more on her with the overspray from the spray booth. It was
Right.
nuts. It left me mentally scarred for the rest
This is
of
the
my
last
life.
time you've ever done that?
Never, ever, ever again.
Okay.
Right.
It's when you have to wear a leotard,
this is,
that's what you have
do you want
to
to set the fondant out for me? That would be great. So we're going to make this ice cream now. This is something that you could do.
So you watch
back
this,
in LA.
this is very cool.
Okay.
This is very cool.
So what you do is you take frozen bananas. The fritters, those things can just come out now. There's fondants. Switch the timer off. Just press clear.
Yeah. I like this recipe. This is a good one.
He likes it.
You right there?
Yep.
So if you stick them on the board there.
Oh, wow.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to make this ice cream. Now, all you just use is vanilla, like that, and buttermilk. Right, we've got our pot here. In goes the sesame seeds. I'm going to show you one and get the boys to do the other one. So these are your fritters. You take caramel, you put it in to the caramel, like that. Roll these around in the sugar, turn it off. And then to seal it and stop it from cooking, once you've sealed it all, take the fritter, straight in ice cold water.
Oh, okay.
It just stops it from cooking. So they all get rolled around together. I'm going to get the guys to do the rest. There's pure sugar in here, nothing else.
Love it.
In there. Meanwhile, the ice cream, lid on.
Oh, sorry.
Blitz it.
You
Oh, what's happened?
Plate. If you can scrape that down, Jason, while it's blending, that would be great. What do you want to do? Just scrape that down while it's blending just a bit. Sauce is ready.
What do you want to do?
That's going to end up with a spatula in there.
You're making that Magimix really work
Yeah.
hard today.
Have you got one of these in your restaurant? No. Right.
They're called commie chefs.
They're called commie chefs. Right, we keep...
It costs about 25 grand a year.
What we need a bit of double cream. But anyway. Keep going, keep going.
Okay. It's all gone wrong.
It's not gone... It would have gone wrong. It all turned blue if you'd have stuffed this in. Right, keep it going, just keep it going. It's nearly there. Right, we've got our sauce, we've got our fondant. Just lift these out. Where's my grated chocolate?
Oh, what's going on there?
Don't break the machine, just leave the machine. Right, chocolate fondant. Lift this out. How are we doing? It's getting there.
So, like, next Tuesday we'll have some ice cream?
That's all right, we've got time.
Football focus starts soon.
We've got time, don't worry. Right, bit of this. That's the chocolate sauce to go with that. Fritters, ice cold fritters.
We're nearly there.
Whoa, 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 whoa! GQ Man of the Year here. Not here, yeah. Right.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
See.
Anyway, Rashida, should we go for a cup of tea?
No, it's nearly ready. Just ready.
Or 4.
You see,
ooh,
I too can do stuff trendy. I can't dress trendy. I went into one of
you
those.
can,
No, I went into one of your shops recently. I tried something on. The only thing that could fit me was a pair of socks, I think. But, there you go, Rashida. Dive into that.
Great.
Instant banana ice cream, hot chocolate fondant to go with it.
Should I break this
You
open?
can break it. It should be liquid in the centre.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
That's your heaven.
To go with this, Peter's chosen a Croix Milas from Tesco's, priced at $4.99. You happy with that?
Yes.
So,
oh,
it's great, right?
Hot chocolate fondant.
Delicious. How cool that you can make ice cream that quickly.
And remember, Cuban Fury out Valentine's Day. Cinema coming near you soon.
Go see it.
Go see it. There you go. I'm always left with the wine now. That's why I love this show. That's all today on Saturday Kitchen. Thanks to Jason Aston, Chris Wheeler, and the fabulous Rashida Jones. She's to Peter Richards with the brilliant choices today. Remember, all the recipes are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. Don't forget, Best Bites tomorrow morning, slightly later at 11 o'clock over on BBC Two. Have a great weekend and enjoy the movie. It's definitely a go-see movie. Go see it. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Saturday Kitchen at home and